What's up guys, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. So today I'm gonna talk about Gambit, and I've already spoken about Gambit like a year ago or so on my previous channel, which I can't access right now because I got signed out of Gmail. Yes, I have Gmail. I have, well, two different ones, but that was one of them. And my phone is broken, but I had it linked to my phone and it wants to try to send it there, and because they believe in security or like for personality and stuff, they don't really give you that much option to like give them in case you lose your account and you have to prove that it is your account. So I can't really get it back at all. So that's a genius move of them. But anyways, so going back to Gambit, so I know it's gonna be changed in Beyond Light, or they're gonna merge Gambit and Gambit Prime. uh, they say merge, but realistically, it's just Gambit Prime without the armor set, and I think that's about it. Like, I don't see any part of Default Gambit. Default Gambit has 75 modes. That's not gonna be the thing. I think it's gonna be 100. Gambit has 3 rounds, which the new one is not going to have. The blocker is going to be modified, which Prime has, and I think the boss is going to be different or so, which Prime is. So all they did was, hey, let's just remove the Gambit Prime armor set from Prime and make that the new Gambit and say that it's new. Like, oh, okay, but why? It's stupid. So I don't really care that much which one stays or which one goes in a way. I mean, yeah, this one can end faster than this one, even though this one is just 1 round. Mainly because every time, like, if the timing is perfect to where you have damage phase with the boss, it can be synced up with enemies invasion. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, you can literally sync them up, so every time you have damage boss phase, enemies will have an invasion portal or invasion. So you have to know the actual timing. Like, you have to play it so often to where you know the actual timing to set it up so that your damage phase is after an enemy's invasion's timer. Like, what the actual fuck? Hopefully that doesn't come. Hopefully they would change that. So that's not a thing, because that's just retarded. Speaking of the invasion in general, like the invasion part, I know they said that they're gonna change the cooldown timer from what, 10 to 20 seconds. It feels like it's a lot shorter than that. But the biggest issue is when you have Primeval up. When you have Primeval up, the cooldown is like 2 seconds. Like, what the fuck? Not just in Prime, but like, okay, not in Prime, because in Prime it's actually longer, but in default, it's like 2 seconds. Like, what the fuck? Who thought that that was a good idea? Like, seriously. But the next thing with invasion is that they need to add some sort of negative to invading. There is literally no negative to invading, there's only positive. Meaning that, well, since there's no negative to a positive thing, it's imbalanced. You get wall hacks, you get damage resistance, and you get a damage buff when you invade. Like, seriously? You literally get sheets when you invade an enemy team, and there's no repercussions to it. Like, seriously? What they should do is treat an invader during normal game through, I guess, before the Primeval is up, as a high value target, to where they drop around 13 to 15 motes instead of use these measly 3 motes. That means fuck all. Like, seriously, 3 motes and that it? Well, okay. Like, we risk our lives, or like risk a lot of, maybe we're carrying motes, who knows. We're risking that. We're also risking game time, I guess, by trying to kill him or kill the invader, and all we get rewarded is 3 motes. 3 measly modes for killing an invader who basically has cheats on. Seriously? That's the best you can do? No, they should get treated as a high value target. But if they invade during like Primeval phases, killing them should grant your team like some sort of damage buff towards the primeval for a short period of time or something like that. Uh, because again, no negatives. They come in, they kill some, they heal up the primeval a ridiculous amount of health. One single guardian kill is like a quarter of a bar. Like, what is that? Like, seriously, quarter of a bar for one guardian kill? That's honestly retarded. Like, that needs to be nerfed to oblivion. It needs to be reduced by a lot, because being dead is already like screwing up for your team, or like reducing your chances of winning because you can't deal damage. Not only that, most of the time when people, well, when most of the time when people get invaded, people tend to hide, meaning stop shooting the boss, meaning that obviously you're losing your advantage, and if you die, well, the boss get healed, plus you're dead and you can't attack anything. So I know not everyone hides every time. Some people actually just flat out ignore that there's an invader and just stands out in the open shooting the boss still. For I don't know why. They pretty much switch off their brains or something, which I see stupid. And then there are some that are actively seeking out the invader, which, you know, they're sometimes successful in and sometimes they're not. But already there's already an advantage. Just invading in general, you're already getting a buff, or like not a buff but a bonus, because most of the time, as I said, people stop shooting the boss, or heck, if before that people stop killing ads to collect motes because they don't want to lose the motes they have. So you can literally just invade, sit around, and watch your enemy team just hide in a corner and not attack anything. Like, really? Already there, like, see, that's already a good thing. That's already really powerful that you can do that. The power of fear, and I guess the power of fear stems in that you know, there is no point in killing an invader because you get fuck all. Sure, the only thing you get is, you know, freedom, I guess you could say, where you're not constantly under attack from an invader, or under, you know, constantly under in a threat of being killed. But they should definitely change it so that, you know, there is some actual negatives to invading. Like, do you really want to risk invading, risk giving the enemy team like a 15 modes, for example, or risk giving them a damage buff which could definitely help them kill their primeval much faster? There should be something like that. There has to be, because there's nothing. And that's the worst part with Gambit. Every time I play it, it's like, okay, I'm gonna collect these for a bounty, and then boom, invader, boom, invasion, boom, invasion. Like, seriously, like, if people block, sends a couple of blockers and then invade, because many people do that now. They save up for a lot of modes, send some blockers, invade, and then send more blockers and invade pretty much right after again, and you're dead. Yeah, I mean, you're screwed already, because they locked down the bank and they had the invasion up. The fact that you can stack invasion is so stupid. That should not be the case. Stacking invasion should not be a thing. If you activate another invasion portal whilst your previous one is still unused, it should disappear. You should lose that one. It should be more of a question like, should we invade every time or try to fill up our bank as fast as possible? That's how it should be. It should be a little bit more strategic, but it's not. It's just, hey, let's just bombard them with fucking blockers and then hop in and just kill them all and win easily, use a free win. Because blockers have a ridiculous amount of health and damage that going after them sometimes is not really the best thing or the most optimal thing to do. So most time when that happens, I'll just say, fuck it, let's just try to go for some bounties where I have to get grenade kills or super kills or abilities or solar or whatever, and that's not fun. But I think the best part would be to actually remove the invasion part entirely. It doesn't need to be there, like, at all. this could have strictly been a PvE race between two different teams. You kill ads, you bank, you try to kill the boss as fast as possible. Already sending blockers is already a type of like an attack in a way. It already can screw up for a team. As I said, like if you send a lot of the time, it can be really hard to deal with, especially when you have some ads on the sides, maybe shooting you or so. And also because of these blockers being so goddamn powerful. So having also people being able to invade, it doesn't really make sense, and it's also not really necessary. I feel like they only put it in because they were too scared that no one would play it unless PvP was involved. And trust me, that's not the case. People would still play it. This is why PvE stuff is still popular. Like, I guess, raids. You have Forge, you have Menagerie, you have, I guess, Strikes, if you will, Nightfall. Freaking Overworld. You have right up here Reckoning, which is just you against some AI. And what the hell, like, seriously, you have all of that, which proves that people don't always care about PvP. Like, I don't really like PvP in this game, and then having it forced into this PvE activity is just annoying. It doesn't really make any sense either for there to be PvP there. So I either add negatives to invading or remove invading. That would be the best thing for this game mode, because keeping it as is isn't really good. Presumably you're changing these because not that many people play this and you think that this will help, but changing these type of this game mode, or like merging as you're saying, but you're not really merging them, that wasn't the problem, that there was two different ones. The problem is the PvP element. No one likes that. Change it up. As I said, add those negatives, and more people would like that. Just adding those negatives would already improve the gameplay, I guess, or like the feedback to it, if you will. Like, I would enjoy it a bit more if there were some negatives to invading, because I could then feel like, yeah, I guess it could be like a reason to try to go after this invader. Like, if we kill him, we get like a large blocker, or if we kill him, we get a damage buff to our boss. So no longer do I have to sit and hide and wait for the time to run out. I can now actually try to focus on killing him. So you have that, instead of being like, why should I risk it for 3 modes? It means nothing. And especially when the Primeval is up, you don't even get anything, because, well, you can't get modes because your boss is up. So what the hell? And the invasion timer is even reduced by like 95% or something when your boss is up. So it's just stupid. But anyways, that's kind of what I wanted to say. It is very different from my previous point, or my previous thought, or previous feeling of this game mode, but I feel like this would definitely help this game mode, coming back to life and all. I'd be a bit better. So yeah. But thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.